Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. If you guys have any questions after the fact, leave it in the comments below. But how y'all doing this morning? Mr. Carl Coat, what's up, buddy? We have Rud Puts, Little Time Mining, Game with Smokey Dan, what's up, buddy? Kyle Rosa, Little Time Mining, The Pirate, let's see. Kaiser, what's up, dude? Ovalbore Tech, what's up, man? Good to see you. Dom G, David G, good to see you guys. Good morning. All right, Deadly Wolf, what's up, man? Dakota Miner. If I missed anybody, I apologize. You guys are all awesome. You guys are awesome. Rud Puts and The Pirate. Appreciate you guys being members. Thank you very much. All right, Bitcoin's looking fantastic this morning. Let me just get situated here real quick. All right, let's see. What are we looking at? If I could, I had my screen shared. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Entire screen. Let's do that, huh? Look at that. 24,530. That's insane. Insanity. What we're seeing today. It's amazing. And ETH looking pretty healthy. Almost getting close to 1700. That's insane. Fear and Greed Index is at Greed 62 right now, which is, I mean, obviously, again, be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful. That's kind of how I read this chart. So we're not really in like crazy territory yet. When it starts getting like extreme greed, that's when you like, you know, start pulling out your assets, in my opinion. All right, let's scroll just through real quick the top 10 coins anyways. As always, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB. Let's just go see. Dogecoin is still at 8 cents, not at 9 cents yet, but hopefully sometime soon. Shiba's getting a, what is this? Hold on real quick. So 24-hour pumps in the middle and the 1 hour is in, or on the left side rather. So we have 2.3% pump in Doge and we have a 4.1% in Shiba. Real quick, I want to go over, there's an article from CoinDesk. I know you guys saw this. We'll get into the main article in just a second, but this right here, we talked about a little bit yesterday on the channel. Doge Floki soaring after Musk tweets a photo of his dog in the Twitter CEO chair. I don't know if you guys saw that. I mean, Doge really isn't pumping. Let's just check Floki real quick. Just for shits. Total shitcoin, but again, if you guys have any questions, just add me in the chat and I will read over in just a second once I get through this stuff. 41% up because Elon Musk put a damn picture of his dog. That's insane. That's not it, but where is it? Oh, right here. Here it is. Here it is. The new CEO of Twitter is amazing. Let me zoom. Can I zoom in on this? Let's see. Look at that. Look at his dog. If we look at the paper, right? We'll zoom in on that quick. There it is. That's why it pumped. Because his name's Floki. That's probably the dumbest shit I ever heard, but hey, whatever, man. Is what it is. Whatever makes you happy. Or whatever floats your boat. All right, another whale pump. Let's see. Someone said something in the chat. Game with Smokey Jan said GPU rig back up and running. Gave cards a good old blowout as full of dust from a year of mining. Running cooler is nice. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, you got to do maintenance on your rigs. That's great. I'm glad you get it back up in mining. Hopefully everything is, you know, profitable at this point. Or getting there anyways. All right, let's see. Again, if you guys have any questions, just at me in the chat. How is Floki market cap higher than Flux? Good question. Good question. Well, all right. So let's get back into the argument of Flux is great, right? Nothing bad against Flux at all. But they do not have mainstream adoption. These shit coins have somebody like Elon Musk to tweet about them, right? Or just to make comments in general, where then simple people or regular people, right, will take that and run with it because they see value in what people say, right? Or what Elon Musk specifically says. So 100% reason why the money's pumping into this coin. Total supply, as you can see, it's like 10 trillion. It's insane. Market cap is 520 million. Jesus Christ. That's insane. All right, let's look at Flux real quick. Yeah, Flux, like, they're doing great things, right? But the average Joe doesn't know about Flux. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're about half. So that's pretty much the truth, though. I mean, again, nothing bad against Flux. I love what they're doing. It's fantastic, but I don't think I think they need to do a lot more mainstream stuff. But their argument is they don't want to they're not focusing on the average investor, right? Which is, in my opinion, a mistake. I mean, I understand they got to get the big corporations and everything to be on board with Flux, but the money's going to come from the average person. It's not going to come from just the investors. That's just my opinion, right? I mean, what do you guys think? Dakota Miner, I'm with you. I feel simple too. Good morning, Yeti. Good morning. All right, let's get to the main article. So this one was kind of surprising. It was kind of interesting, rather, let's say. All right, I'm going to go over this a bit. So it says Bitcoin primed to rally to 56K as NASDAQ breaks out of bull flag, chart analysis says. So it says analysis who correctly predicted the late 2020 bull run said 2023 could be a surprisingly good year for both crypto and equities. Let's see. I have not read this yet, so this is going to be news to me as well. All right, let me just blow this up a bit so we can see it. All right, based on the first law of physics, an object in motion will continue in motion until an outside force affects it. Wall Street's champion trader Martin S. Buzzy Schwartz wrote a book, Pitbull. Bitcoin has rallied nearly 50% in the first 7 weeks of the year, reaching a 6-month high of $24,900, with outside forces like the sentiment in traditional markets largely supportive. Recently, the crypto markets and Wall Street tech heavy NASDAQ index have grown resilient to the Federal Reserve's against and the result uptick in treasury yields. So one chart analysis expects a continued move higher that could see Bitcoin more than double in value in the next upcoming months, basically. Bitcoin is breaking out from a long basing formation. There is a saying, the bigger the base, the higher into space. William Noble, director of research at Emerging Assets Group and former analysis at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, told CoinDesk. Bitcoin may move from consolidation to another parabolic move back to $56,000, Noble said, having correctly predicted the cryptocurrency's late 2020 surge from 20,000 to 40,000. Going parabolic is an expression often used in the crypto market to describe an expected impulse move higher with limited downticks. And then they showed this chart, which was I guess this guy, I don't know. Again, this is like hieroglyphics to me a bit when people do all this weird shit. But if this guy predicted it by doing the same type of stuff, I guess, you know, previously in 2020 before the bull run, I guess we could speculate that it could be fairly close to accurate, right? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that in the chat or in the comments below. All right. Bitcoin's recent bull revival follows a prolonged period of sideways trading at the depths of the bear market around 18,000 or the basing pattern, as Noble said. The widely tracked momentum indicator relative strength index, the RSI, has diverged bullishly on the weekly chart, confirming an end of the downtrend. A bullish divergence of RSI occurs when the indicator does not reciprocate the new low on price as observed in November 2022. That is a sign of the bears losing power and bulls gaining strength. So NASDAQ bull flag, it says here. Another good news for crypto bulls is the NASDAQ has broken out of the bull flag, a technical pattern known as an accelerate and uptrend. Known to accelerate an uptrend. Bitcoin's 90-day correlation coefficient with NASDAQ has increased to 0.75, indicating the two assets are moving in tandem. Then it says in quotations, it says, in NASDAQ, there is a bull flag. There's a saying, flags fly at half-mast, meaning there could be another major run higher in equities to a new all-time high, Noble said. So this is the weekly NASDAQ. says NASDAQ Composite weekly bull flag. So, interesting. Again, I'm not a trader. I just like to read this stuff because it's interesting sometimes. A bull flag forms when a correction follows an initial steep rise. An eventual breakout from the flag is said to confirm a resumption of the broader uptrend. NASDAQ fell by 37% in 11 months to October 2022. The decline through sever. Is that what it says? Or severe? Is that severe? Looked like a correction in the broader rally from March 2020. Lows and represented a flag pattern on the weekly chart that recently ended with a bullish breakout. Sorry if I could read this morning, guys. I apologize. It's early, all right? Said differently, there could be a new bull market in stocks that look like the last bull market. 2023 could be a surprisingly good year for both crypto and equities, Noble noted. Interestingly, NASDAQ's daily chart shows a bull flag breakout as popular analysis Declan Fallon noted. So what's this? This is the ETH USDT daily expanding triangle. See, I don't know how to read this. I don't even know what this is. Interesting. See, I wonder what ETH's going to do. I wonder if ETH's going to take off or not, or if it's going to, I don't know. Obviously, I think it's going to rise with like the overall, crypto sentiment. Let me check the chat, what you guys are saying. What model of battery are you using for solar? Said MCW. I'm using, well, I have, so go into my Amazon store. I have an Amazon store down in the description below. That has a whole solar section where you can see the batteries that I use, but they're all lithium iron phosphate. All right, let me just read the chat quick and then we'll continue. Deadly Wolf. Yeah, we will. You know what? If you can remind me that, Deadly Wolf, in a few minutes, I will read that out loud to the group. Nerd Beast said, Flux is not a meme coin. Most people want to get rich quick, so they buy these crap coins to make a quick buck. As long as it keeps working, people will continue to push them over real useful coins. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Nerd Beast. I agree. And like I said, nothing against Flux. I love Flux to death. I just think mainstream people aren't going to jump into it because they don't see the value there yet. That's just my opinion. All right. Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency by market value, is yet to break out of the expanding triangle identified by trend lines connecting January 21st and February 2nd. Highs and lows registered on January 25th and February 13th. Per Noble, a potential breakout must bring outsized gains in Ethereum's native token. The expanding triangle in ETH is potentially very bullish. I saw formations like this in 2009 and 2010 when the stocks rallied post-global financial crisis, Noble said, pointing to the S&P 500's expanding triangle breakout of 2009. So this is back in 2009, April 2010. Nice. All right. Does he have a... So he just said when it was, so he's telling you the dates here. Let me... All right, so this is today, right? I believe. So he's saying he sees the same exact thing here. All right, so it didn't go like parabolic, but it grew, over time, I guess. That's pretty much it. All right, so I mean, realistically, I think this is overall good for the market. I think things are going in the right direction. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. What do you guys think about all this? Let me close that poll in the chat and then we'll get into some videos. We do have a question. So Deadly Wolf was actually asking a Misfit Mining Discord. If you guys aren't in Discord yet, down in the description below, feel free to join. It's free. Deadly Wolf said, I have a 2080 Ti. Is upgrade to a 3090 a good buy? He wants to know if upgrading to a 3090 is good to do, or should he buy an ASIC? He has 400 euros to spend. What do you guys think? And then he's telling me to send an ASIC because he has free electricity. I'm seriously considering it. I do have a video dropping this morning, 9:15. So right after we're done with this live, 15 minutes later it'll go. And yeah, I might send that one to him. We'll see. But anyways, what do you guys think? Should he buy an ASIC or should he invest the money on upgrading to a 3090? My take here was to tell him that if he's looking to specifically mine Flux, like he said in Discord, that is probably what I would do is just upgrade to the 3090, or I would just put the money directly into Flux. Obviously, with my situation, that's just me personally, because I got to pay for electricity, right? So 3090 is gonna be able to mine Flux for a while. If he was looking at like the L3 Plus and like something else, I forget the other one, 5X I think, or something like that. Those are really old technology. I mean, I guess they're not old, but they're older, right? You're not going to get a big yield on it. So mining with that, unless you have free electricity, you know what I mean? I don't think it's really going to make sense to swap it into Flux, because it's going to be unprofitable swapping to more unprofitable. Does that make sense? But what do you guys think? Should he go for the 3090, or should he just invest into Flux? Or yeah, I would just buy Flux personally, or invest in the 3090. I mean, I use it every day though. So if you guys don't use your computer every day, like I'm streaming and all that, I have 3090s in my PC. I love them. But again, there's a lot of factors here. So, all right, let me end this poll. You guys, 66 votes. Appreciate you. 23% say yes. 47% say no. Wow. Got a bunch of bears here. Interesting. And 30% say maybe. Interesting. Man, I thought you guys were going to be on Team Bitcoin. Look at this red. I mean, this green. It's not red today. It's interesting, isn't it? Come on. You guys got to be a little more uptick there. All right, let's see if... I like how they show this chart. They're like, oh, Doge is booming because of the tweet. It went up like not even half a penny. Or it went up half a penny. It's so stupid. Oh my god, that's terrible. All right, let's just check the chart. We have let's see, BTC USD. Let's look at it. There it is. There it is. KJ, you here? There's your boner candle right there. I know you like that. It's great. Getting there though, man. Getting there. DJ was like watching this last night. It was making me itchy. He was like a fiend for charts. It's hysterical. Gave me flashbacks to when I was like new, or I started trading, and it just took over my life. Because they're like, you just watch it go up and down, and it's probably the worst thing you could do ever. All right, let's see. If you guys have any questions, again, just add me in the chat. I want to find, let me switch this. I want to get to, let's see. Let's go to Altcoin Daily. They had an interesting video today that I started watching. It's coming. The crypto bear market just got worse as Bitcoin soars over 24,000. So let's go to this. I want to see what is said in this video real quick. All right, if you guys have any questions during this, obviously you can still at me. I'm just gonna play it, and we'll listen together, and I'll read the chat as we go. Let's do it.
Because there's plenty of zeros coming to a theater near you until we actually force regulation on this.
So in today's video, let's discuss the 3 main things that affect Bitcoin.
Real quick, anything we see today, I will leave in the description below. Altcoin Daily's channel will be down there as well. So shout out to them for putting this out. If you guys aren't subbed to them, go check them out. They're amazing.
Number 1, the CPI data for February, what this means to you. Number 2, Sam Bankman-Fried has been forced to reveal the names of his bond signers. We now have them. And of course, the biggest news, Kevin O'Leary went on Yahoo Finance this morning to talk about the timeline of actual crypto regulation in the US. Kevin, you're the one invited to these hearings. You're the one on the phone with these regulators. What is the timeline, and what sort of regulation should we expect?
So,
just before we listen to Kevin O'Leary, NerdBeast said, I do not believe the major BTC move will come before the halving. And I agree, NerdBeast, but 54K isn't really a major move for the next halving, because predictions, or looking at the charts, right? The amount of incline we're going to get, or supposedly, this Bitcoin should be over 6 figures after the next halving. So 56K, I mean, yeah, it's a big move, right? From where we're at now, it's a 2x, but it's not like a 4x. You know what I mean? That makes sense? Hopefully it does.
let me give you the what's changed over the last few months on the Hill. What's different now is And I spoke to the senators at the FTX hearing after we'd finished them. And there was a chance to just get a feel of the tone of Washington. There's a fatigue coming into their thinking. They're tired of having hearings every 6 months when the next crypto company blows up and goes to zero.
Does that mean we just get rushed to resolution now?
I think that's what's going to happen. The heavy-handed, Gensler gave you that tonality last week on staking. He made it damn clear that he doesn't like it. And he, on the Kraken deal, he said, we just shut it down. Now, if you don't hear, read the room, everybody. Just look what I did. I shut down staking. Now, that takes the value of cryptocurrencies down a lot if they can't be staked. So this is the kind of environment we're in. The industry was unable to self-regulate itself. And, let's be honest. Every human heart has greed in it. And we are given the opportunity to issue worthless tokens with no guardrails. And, the BNB and the FTT tokens, those are worthless. And of course, these exchanges are going to go to zero because at some point somebody calls the cash transaction back to USD. So right now, take for example, BNB is 64 billion of market cap. The only reason to own that token on Binance is to get a discount on trading fees. What's the intrinsic value of that token? Nothing. It doesn't give you access to the equity of the company. Now, if you go look at the wallets, there's only 2 wallets that have 97% of all of those tokens. I wonder who owns those.
Of Binance? Is that what he was talking about? That's crazy and terrifying.
What happens if one of them says, I want cash? Does Binance have 34 billion USD of cash? I don't think so. So my whole point is these things will keep blowing up over and over and over again. And finally, the senators are saying on these committees, we're done. Let's put the heavy hand of regulation down. And that's probably a good thing long term.
Holy shit.
So if you hold cryptocurrency, let me share with you what's wrong and what's right with Kevin's opinion, in my opinion. First,
Nerdbeast said, this is coming from a guy that was deep into FTX and their FTT token. Kevin is such a scammer. So, Nerdbeast, just being devil's advocate, right? Not that I give a shit about Kevin O'Leary or anything like FTX, right? But as an influencer, right? So somebody reached out to him or the FTX, Sam Bankman, right? Somebody along those lines, either his team or him, reached out to Kevin O'Leary to basically push ads offering him, the coin. So without doing his due diligence, I guess, or learning enough about the company before he just said, okay, he took the money because, if they're flashing, what was it, $14 million or some shit in your face, like, okay, I'll say it's cool for $14 million. I'm pretty sure every one of us would do it in this chat, right? If we got offered that kind of money, I'm pretty sure you'd kind of be like, oh, this is cool, even though you don't know enough about it. It ended up biting him in the ass. So, realistically, I personally don't think it's all his fault. Yeah, he should have looked into it a bit more, but every one of us have like that greed bone in our body. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
First off, I tend to agree that for better or for worse, we're getting rushed regulation for crypto in the US because of everything that's happened in the last few years. Gary Gensler, one of the regulators closest with Sam Bankman-Fried, has been embarrassed. We saw how we just shut down Kraken's staking as a service, meaning no nuance, no middle ground, simply the regulation is that you're done. It's not allowed. Of course, in Gary Gensler's eyes, this is protecting consumers, while in reality, the innovation for crypto is just pushed overseas. So again, in that aspect, I agree. Regulation is being rushed. Be ready. Number 2, very quickly, Kevin O'Leary stated that BNB is going to zero, in his opinion, because there's no real utility for the token other than discount on trading fees.
What do you guys think about BNB? Do you hold BNB? I'm going to put a poll in the chat right now. I'm just interested to know if you guys think it's going to go to zero. First I'll ask if you hold it, and then we'll do the zero one.
The exchange. I would say, in a sense, there used to be some truth to that. When there was just the exchange, then over the years, we have seen this, Binance Smart Chain is like Ethereum in the sense that it's a dApp platform as well. And we're seeing this budding ecosystem of dApps on Binance Smart Chain emerge. So this is the utility. This is the use case. And this has grown substantially over the years. When Kevin says something like that, I think he is just trying to make CZ the ultimate scapegoat, as well as deliver 2017 narratives in the year 2023. Nevertheless, Kevin O'Leary is the person asked to be at these hearings. He's the one in the room with these regulators. And we may see the SEC and other regulatory bodies go after Binance because of these questions. Also, Kevin O'Leary goes on to say, why don't we turn back on FTX just to see where the money is? Let's let the public see where we stand.
So since we last talked,
I thought this was kind of interesting, actually. I listened to the beginning of this, so let me know what you guys think here.
know of a $4.2 billion pool that supposedly the Bahamians have, supposedly. We know of a $1.2 billion pool of assets, maybe cash, that FTX US has, supposedly. We know of $400 million of cash somewhere. You add that up, there's a lot of shareholders and account holders saying, okay, everybody, let's talk about where this money is. And what everybody wants right now, and putting the real pressure on John Ray, is to say, look, turn on the exchange again, gate it so no assets can leave it, so that each account holder can see what they have or had and see the transaction records, which we still don't have yet. And supposedly, again, rumored is it's all backed up on AWS at Amazon and can be turned on in a moment's notice, alleged, so to speak. So we don't know. But the litigation is piling on. There's 1,000 lawyers who are going to make a lifetime living off this thing. It'll go on for a decade or more, and, you know, let the pieces fall where they may.
That's crazy. What do you guys think about that? If they did that, turned on FTX just to allow you guys to see whoever was involved with it, where all the transactions went. I thought it was kind of a neat idea, I guess, right? Even if you can't take it all out, you can at least see what the hell's going on. Because I've never been a part of FTX, so I don't know how it works. I assume it's like an app or just the exchange in general. You could get in and see everything. I assume it's just shut down now. I don't know. I never tried to log into it since, so, or ever for that matter. But anyways, good morning, Caveman. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Flip this crypto, not as much as in the past. Staking will be for the high net worth investors, says Carl Coate. Let me just scroll through this quick. Agreed. 5% APY on 50K is not much. Yeah, way too fast for you. That's what I think, right? Let's see. Crypto needs proof of liquidity. No more paper crypto, says Carl Coate. Interesting. Nerdbeast says, be aware of exchanges that have their own token because they can always bring the whole thing down. BNB is okay to make trades, but never to hold. Get coins out of exchanges, people. I agree. 100%. Nerdbeast said it perfectly. So I'm gonna put a poll in the chat also to see if you guys think BNB is gonna end up taking itself down or going to zero, kind of like FTX. And 69% of you said no, you don't hold BNB, and 31% said yes. So now for those people that like the yes, right, leave it in the chat. I'm not going to put a poll or anything, but I want to know, why don't you swap that into like Flux or something along those lines? Do you guys think that BNB is going to go far? Is that kind of why you're still holding it? Just wondering, because I don't have any personally. All right, let's get back into this.
Recordings
or not. Worst time ever. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go.
Now, speaking of litigation, as I stated, Sam Bankman-Fried has been forced to reveal the names of his bond signers. This is coming directly from the judge. And as you may remember, Bankman-Fried had 2 co-signers in addition to his parents. So his parents put up their house and they signed the bond, but who were the other 2? Well, it turns out that it was 1, a Stanford research director, and 2, the former dean of Stanford. Both put up the money. Specifically, it was Stanford's Andreas, who is the research director, and former dean of Stanford, Larry Kramer. Researcher put up $200,000, and former dean put up $500,000. And of course, Sam Bankman-Fried's parents are both Stanford instructors. So that's the connection. So if anybody in the Altcoin Daily audience is enrolled in Stanford right now, let us know down in the comments section what's the talk around campus. Of course, one of the biggest factors for the Bitcoin price, the crypto market in general, is macro. And as of yesterday, we got the February CPI data. Headline CPI Consumer Price Index came in at 6.4%, higher than what was expected at 6.2%. And then core CPI, where they take out food and other things, came in at 5.6%, just above the expected 5.5%. And what does this tell us? It tells us that inflation is stickier than expected. We are not going down as fast as expected. And it should be noted, we are definitely going down. Here's where we are right now. This is headline inflation and core inflation, taking out food and energy. And as you can see, yeah, we're trending down. We are a tick below where we were last month, and we're definitely down from the highs of mid last year. Now, the goal is 2. We're still at 6.4 and 5.6. So despite the 8 consecutive interest rate hikes from the Fed we've seen in the last 8 meetings, again, inflation is going down, but it is a lot stickier than what we were expecting, as well as we're still pretty far from the 2% goal by year's end. To me, this says to me that I don't see us getting to 2%, like Jerome Powell has been stating, by the end of the year, maybe 3 or 4% by the end of this year and 2% into next year. And because of this sticky inflation, markets are now predicting that we do get more than just another 25 basis point rate hike then hold. Markets now think 3 more 25 basis point rate hikes to a terminal rate of 5.5% by June will happen, followed by holding there until December, at which point the market thinks the Fed will cut by 25. So last meeting, they said just 1 more. Based on this data, the market now thinks 3 more, then a hold for the rest of the year. Of course, this is an ongoing story. We will get 1 more CPI data report before the Fed's next meeting. Every day we get new data, I will make a video.
Yeah, guys, go check out Altcoin Daily. So shout out to them for this video. And yeah, that's kind of the reason I don't do the ad blocker, to be honest, Mr. Smokey Dan, because I mean, I'm watching these guys' videos during my stream, right? I still want to be able to give them revenue. So even seeing the ad for like the 5 seconds it shows, you get like a couple cents or whatever it is per view. You know what I mean? That's how these guys make their living. So I get it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm in the same boat. Also, I want to check out, so this was a full interview that he actually posted the other day as well. I want to check this out. So real quick, somebody else said in the chat, let me just pause this quick. All right, somebody said in the chat they're going after CZ. A lot of people think that the real person they're after is CZ, and I kind of agree. He's kind of I don't know. So something like that whole story, we went over it, I think it was last week, right? Where it said Binance, I think it was .us was stopping the, or maybe it was not the .us one, I forget. But either way, they stopped the USD transfers, right? In one of the Binance sites, I forget. But I just feel like he knows shit that other people don't know, right? And he kind of gets word on it first. Like, he was almost one of the sole reasons FTX went to shit. I mean, if he wasn't the actual sole reason that FTX went to shit. I mean, it was obviously a huge Ponzi, but at the end of the day, CZ was the one that, you know, tweeted about it and everybody started ripping their money out. That's kind of what happened, right? I mean, as far as I know anyways. All right, let's see what this is. So this is the 2023 recession is about to end. This is a interview with Raoul Pal. And if you guys are interested, over on the Misfit Mining channel, I started posting videos. I posted a new one this morning. These are just like podcast things that I'm just kind of reposting or whatever. I mean, I'm not making any money from this channel, but I think it's kind of interesting. So if you guys are interested in listening to these, they're like 8 to 10 minute clips of just podcast stuff, and it's pretty interesting to listen to these guys talk. So let me show you a big screen there so you can see it. But anyways, all right, let's get back to Altcoin Daily and see how this is. If you guys have any questions, just add me in the chat. Actually, real quick, gotta like that video. All right, let's do it.
I still think people do not understand how big this is. So we're starting to see the point that liquidity is going to come back into the market, which is why I've always been a big proponent of the fact that crypto is macro and macro is crypto.
Yes. Today we sit down with global macro investor Raoul Pal to discuss the potential that is Bitcoin and crypto in 2023. Now,
so this is, I'm going to skip ahead because it's 44 minutes long. So we're not going to listen to the whole thing. But either way, I want to just kind of jump around. And if you guys want me to skip parts, just say it in the chat.
Raoul, what's the state of macro investing right now?
So macro investing is best summed up by the word denial. So, and people will interpret this 2 ways. People saying, yeah, the market's denying that it should go lower because earnings are going to be revised lower and that we're going into recession. And my version of that is, yes, tell me something I don't know. And markets are pretty clever. They forward look. So when I look at the macro data, I'm expecting a recession. Now, I understand it seems a bit not very clear because unemployment's not moving yet, stuff's happening, but all my forward-looking indicators suggest that we're going to go into a recession. But what is unexpected, it looks like it's not going to last very long. So the forward-looking stuff based on liquidity, and I'll come into why this is important in a sec, is actually saying that after about April, things start improving. So we go into the vortex now of everything's going to feel terrible, the unemployment's going to start rising, all of the data is going to come out bad. But the market, I think, is forward-looking this turn in the data. And we've seen it with the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve kind of got to the point where we're kind of almost done. They've gone from 50 basis point rate hikes to 25 basis points, and then it'll be stopped. Last time it stopped, Bitcoin went up 300%. ETH did about the same. The rest of the markets rallied, significantly. So I think,
I don't know about you guys, but I want to know if you're holding ETH. I'm going to put a poll in the chat, but I hope ETH pumps. At least I want to see it get back to its all-time high. If Bitcoin does pump, close to or around its all-time high, I hope ETH still follows in the same way. I'm wondering what you guys think in the chat. I'm just going to put a poll if you hold ETH, but let me know in the chat if you think ETH will reach its all-time high if Bitcoin reaches its all-time high.
that's where we are. We're at the juncture where the markets are sniffing out the turn, that something is changing. Inflation is going to start falling, and the narrative is going to shift towards we're in recession now. And that's when everybody thinks, well, we should be maximum bearish. But actually, the markets are forward looking and start discounting an improved situation, whether it's more stimulus or rate cuts or whatever it is. At least the Fed stopping raising rates, killing all of us.
Boo. Sorry, guys. Got to support the channels.
So how does this all work between macro and crypto? Because that's the important thing. Because people are like, well, why do I care? Well, you need to care because liquidity, which is the amount of money in the system, the rate of change of the money that actually matters, that's what drives crypto cycles. I don't even think it's the halving at all. When I actually match up the peak in Bitcoin cycles, it exactly matches the peak in the ISM survey, which is the business cycle. Why? Because it also matches the peak in the liquidity cycle. It just so happens that the liquidity cycle since 2009 has been about 3 and a bit years between each time the economy. And there's a lot bigger macro discussion about why that is. But I think that crypto is just the liquidity cycle plus the secular adoption trend. So, you know, when we all put that logarithmic trend up and it gets rid of all of the noise of the big sell-offs and rallies, we know that actually it's a pretty steady rise over time, right? That's the adoption of the technology. That's the game we're all really playing. But when you put it to the normal chart, it does this a lot. The thing that drives this is the liquidity in the system, the amount of money coming in the system. Okay. So now people say, yeah, but look at US M2. It's the lowest it's ever been. M2 growth year on year. It's the lowest it's ever been. Yes, but the forward-looking stuff like Chinese money supply growth and credit has led our cycle by about a year. And that started rallying strongly. So we're starting to see the point that liquidity is going to come back into the market. And that makes sense because if the Fed are going to stop raising rates, that's going to make things feel a little bit better. Money will come a little bit back into the system. Even people start buying bonds again and money starts getting recycled. And that means that the M2 will start picking up. And lo and behold, crypto will. Because that's what drives these big up and downs. Not the halving cycle. It's all about macro, which is why...
That's kind of interesting. He's saying not the halving cycle. It's all about the macro. Fully Electric said, I think he is right because only liquidity can actually create a bull run. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. I traded all my ETH into Bitcoin, said Ed Carr. ETH after upgrade, easy all-time high, said D. Geppetto. Let's see if anybody else said anything else. All right, again, if you guys haven't hit that like button already, please do so and consider subscribing.
I've always been a big proponent of the fact that crypto is macro and macro is crypto. They're all part of the same thing. We're playing two things. One is an adoption of a technology at scale, one of the fastest adoptions of any technology in all history. And the volatility is driven by the liquidity cycle.
All right, real quick. So I want to jump ahead. So they have timestamps here, right? So buy Bitcoin now or wait is the next one I'm going to jump to. And then after that, I want to go to the Ethereum price prediction for 2023. That segment's like 10 minutes long. What time is it? All right, we have some time. So let's do that. Let's do buy Bitcoin now or wait. And then we'll get to the Ethereum price prediction because I'm interested in that.
So if I'm an investor who wants to, I feel like I don't have a big enough spot position in either Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Algorand, whatever, I'm looking to take out a position in. Would you say, in the next, either now or the next 3 months or 6 months is the time I should be looking to buy?
So you kind of either buy now, and this is where the market is struggling with this, because few people have flipped out because they made some money, got called the low. The people with shorter term time horizons. Others like it's overbought, but usually these kind of conditions are where you tend to get these crazy legs to the upside because everybody's underweight because everyone's got the same thing as you. Is I don't have enough spot. Oh shit, what do I do? Then you have to FOMO in and you'll end up FOMOing too high. So this is how it is written. It is always this way. And so my best guess, and I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball, but usually because it's set up like this, the path of most pain is higher. And then once everybody goes, right, it's going, it's running, is usually when this correction happens. So do you get another chance to buy it again at these levels if you miss it now? Maybe. We don't know if it has that downward correction or the sideways correction. You will get a time to buy it after a consolidation later. But really, I would be, and this is what I've been doing, is buying, I was buying from June onwards as much as I could with any cash flow I got, because I'm still fully invested in crypto. I never sold anything, but I've been any cash flow I can, just putting it in is okay. Even now, I've just put money in recently, expecting a higher move. And then if that consolidation comes, that's when I would add some more again. So if you're a longer term time horizon player, I'm not talking about the short term. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I don't find this a bad level to dollar cost average or just put a chunk in and realize that there is going to be times when it's going to correct again. But the low is in.
Raul, something
All right,
could you talk about?
Jump to Ethereum predictions. I want to see what he thinks about Ethereum, just because it's nice to get other people's opinions. And yeah, Raul Paul might not be the smartest guy, but as like I just said in the chat, to I think it was 3 mil. Yeah, 3 mil. He's in this daily, right? So are the altcoin daily guys. It's one of those things where if you're around it enough, you're going to be educated, or you're going to get educated on the situation, because it's just inevitable. If you keep your head into a book, it's gonna you're gonna absorb the knowledge that's in there. So listening to his opinions, even though he's not like maybe the smartest guy about things, I mean, obviously everybody's opinion on somebody is different, but it's still nice to hear people's points.
Think, okay, I want to allocate capital. What ecosystem do I want to allocate to right now? What has the best risk-adjusted returns? So there are going to be several projects that do much better than Ethereum and will do really well. I actually think Solana will do better than Ethereum, possibly. And we can talk about that later. But there's many. So I'm not saying I'm an Ethereum maximalist in any way. I'm saying it has observable network effects beyond any other token ecosystem.
And I wasn't saying that he's not the smartest guy. I was just reading what somebody else said in the chat. But I think Raul Paul is actually a brilliant guy, to be honest.
The number of use cases, the applications, the number of wallet addresses, the kind of velocity of money. Okay, that's amazing. So Ethereum is really special there. But staking is even more special. Another thing the US might try and crack down on. Brian Armstrong was worried about this. But staking is really special, and most people don't understand it because most people don't come from finance. Staking, as we know, you get given a yield if you stake crypto, and if you do it in Ethereum, what you're doing is you have to stake for a year if you're going to do it yourself, or if not, use Lido or Rocket Pool or whatever, and you've got a liquidity mismatch there because they're providing short-term liquidity and staking when it doesn't actually exist. So we know that these things can go wrong. Not saying that they will, but they could. So I won't do that. But this Shanghai fork
Good point.
means that liquidity is available to any staker at any time. What does that do? That creates a money market curve for Ethereum.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is like, people use CDs and they use 2-year bonds and they use this. This is what we're going to create.
That's a good point. That's a real good point, actually. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of like CDs and bonds and all that stuff. It's thinking of it like that. That's an interesting take on it, actually.
You have financial liquidity to build things on top of, or you're incentivized to keep your money and stake it because you know you can get it back at any time, as opposed to some arbitrary date in a year's time when you don't know what the crypto market's going to look like. So I'm going to stake my stuff if I can then. And particularly if I can do it myself, which might be a little more difficult to do, but it's in my control. Nobody can default on me. It's in the smart contract, and I'm going to get my money. So this is a very, very big innovation for what can be built on top of Ethereum. It's also a very, very important mechanism to what Ethereum has created, which is it now has this burning mechanism that is making it scarcer in supply. And we've seen that just coming off the bear market lows, the early stages of spring, the first shoots, the bloody thing went negative issuance already, deflationary. I'm like, huh. And right now, there's only 16% of all ETH is staked. And if you think of staked ETH as taken off the market that nobody can use for derivatives or anything else, right? So you can't create, financial products out of it. Well, all the other big ecosystems like Solana and stuff have up to 40 to 60% staking. So let's assume.
But isn't that different? Can't you get Solana out of your staking, right? Or is it I don't know, is it locked away? Because like right now, when Ethereum went to whatever, like after the the POS, proof of staking, they don't have the next upgrade yet to allow us to get it out, so it's just locked in there. So there was a lot more people that were hesitant on putting their money into whoever's hands, Vitalik Buterin or whoever the hell controls the staking part of it, because they can't get it back. So like I think that's slightly different, but
Ethereum gets to,
you can unlock the same day if you wish. Crypto Mikkel, okay, interesting. Yeah, I've never staked Solana, so that's cool.
40%,
so it's, slightly
35%.
different.
So doubling at least of the number of people who've taken Ethereum out of supply.
But once people can actually get their money back or their Ethereum back, I think it will overall become more of a savings account CD structure, like he's kind of talking about, which is interesting.
And imagine that's happening in the spring.
Yeah, not to mention you have to have 30 plus ETH. Yeah, a lot of people don't have that much ETH.
Summer, there ain't any ETH. This is a problem. It actually, I think it may be such a problem in a bull market that it's either going to force massive upside volatility spikes that become kind of unmanageable, or if it does drive up fees so much, then obviously it bleeds into the layer twos. But they too consume ETH, so it's still circular. Yes, they consume less ETH, so it's a very interesting situation. So that's why I'm very, very bullish on ETH overall. I just think it's the most vibrant, deepest, broadest ecosystem with the most institutional style adoption, the most that people understand. And let's face it, there is only one money on the internet, and it's not Bitcoin. The money of the internet is Ethereum.
Oh, that's interesting. Crypto Mikkel said they're testing ETH withdrawals now ahead of schedule for once. Actually, I think I covered that. It was sometime last week. I think we talked about that. They were starting to do the it was like fake withdrawals, right? Kind of like the hell do you call it? Kind of like the fake trading stuff, like where you can go in and trade with fake money and all that. I think it was something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? And then pre-mine 50% of sorry, 50% held by devs of Ethereum, right? It was pre-mined, I believe. So yeah, that's a factor too, but as long as they don't dump it, we're all right. Yeah, testnet, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Crypto Mikkel. Paper trading, same thing. Yep. Appreciate you guys.
It is the only ecosystem where we quote prices in a foreign currency. Now, what was hilarious today, there was a tweet out about the new Bitcoin NFTs, and they're like, they are 1 point whatever Bitcoin brackets X number of ETH. I found that hilarious because ETH is the money of the internet. Now,
and I get his point there. As I've said before, Bitcoin is going to be the commodity where people want to hold it, kind of like gold, right? And Ethereum is going to be like the silver to the gold, or Litecoin, the silver to the gold, where people will spend that stuff and not really worry about it as much, right? Because isn't Ethereum, if I'm not mistaken, there's an unlimited amount that they can just create, right? Can keep coming out. Bitcoin is a set fixed amount where nobody controls it. So that's where, you know, the scarcity of wanting to sell it, you know what I mean? That's a real factor there.
And I don't think it's going to lose that. But that, again, doesn't mean it's the best performer, because we're going to push use cases elsewhere for innovation. We've got things like SUI coming. You know, Aptos hasn't fully been utilized yet. We need to see the network effects. Solana, I think they're aiming for the broadest adoption by making it a consumer-friendly place, you know, to onboard normies. Okay, that's very powerful. If they get that right, then, you know, and their work with people like Meta and stuff like that, Instagram, is very interesting. That's super amazing. Polygon, okay, amazing group. What are they doing? You know, they're onboarding a lot of people. They've got a lot of throughput, super interesting. SUI hasn't even come onto the market yet, and that is faster, incredible team, stuff like that. So there's a lot going on here. But ETH is the easiest way because it's probably got the least risk.
That's
and then just to finish up with Ethereum before we get to Solana, NFTs, and other things in crypto. You mentioned, obviously, the last question for ETH is going to be a price prediction, but before that, the ETH layer 2 ecosystem. I saw recently on Real Vision Crypto, by the way, anybody in our audience, free to go and check that out, no paywall. But a recent episode, Real Vision Crypto, was on Starkware or Starknet. One aspect of ETH layer 2's ecosystem is also Optimism, Arbitrum, Rollups, Polygon. Are you bullish on ETH layer 2? Is it worth investing in today, or are you just waiting and watching? As you said, it makes the whole Ethereum ecosystem much stronger. But
yeah, I own a bit of
good question,
Matic, but I don't know how to approach it because I don't know how to measure the network effects in terms of, because we don't know how it works really yet, because it generates so much less fees, so you need so much more transaction volume to generate the network value. You know, Bitcoin's network value is less throughput, higher transaction values, right? That's why Bitcoin is still the most dominant chain. I don't think that will last because of the dynamics of ETH. And again, that's no diss against Bitcoin. They're just different things. So I don't know how to value the layer 2s. So I'm watching them with interest, and I got a bit of cash in them. And I'm sure I'll FOMO into something at the wrong point at some point. But
happens to all of us, doesn't it?
Why do all the VCs always go for Matic first, or like the big traditional finance guys, they go for Matic first? Why is that?
I think their marketing team is better, right? You know, the game of network adoption is also attention. You know, and they've just done a better job at getting attention. They understood that doing a deal with Google, which actually meant nothing, actually got them headlines everywhere that they've done deals with Google. They did one with Disney too.
That's crazy.
They're not doing anything really with Disney, but Matic, Disney.
Right. If it's in the same sentence, people's brains are like, ooh, this is going to be huge. It's kind of like Dogecoin. Like I said, Elon Musk tweets it, or this fucking Floki bullshit, right? As soon as it comes out of somebody important's mouth, the average person's brain goes, oh man, like that's going to be a big deal. Oh wait, it's only a couple cents. I'm going to get some. You know what I mean? Like that's how people think. Now I have to unfortunately stop here with this podcast because the wife has to get to work. But again, huge shout out to Altcoin Daily. I'm going to put this video link in the chat right now if you guys are interested to go watch the rest of this. But I'll be back this afternoon, and if you guys are interested in going over the rest of this, please let me know. And obviously we can do that. But yeah, let's do a few last AMA questions. If you guys want to talk about anything specific before we get out of here, and then yeah, we're gonna be taking off. I got about 5 minutes or so. All right, let's see. Let me just scroll through. I want to see if anybody asked any questions. Well, they did add the burn too, said Dave Jack. Interesting. Let me see. Let me see if I missed anything. I don't think I missed anything. Oh, Deadly Wolf said the iPolo V1 Mini SE good investment. Right now, no. I would say no right now. Let's I mean, we can look quick. We have a few minutes. Let's go to it. Mine the ASIC.com. Let's see. All right. Ooh, by the way, check it out. I emailed them and asked them if they did sponsorships. And unlike everybody else that's probably on this thing, I didn't get paid. but this they added me to the sheet, so whatever. I don't care. That's fine. I never emailed them back. They're like, oh, since you already showed it on your stream, we just added you to the page. I was like, all right, whatever. It's just is what it is. All right, let's see. V1 Mini ASIC, is that what we're doing? Let me see. Hold on. Let me just double check it. Where are we? Yes, V1 Mini. Let's see. The SE Plus, is that what you asked? Or just the SE? So, if you don't, I mean, you don't have electricity costs, right? Mr. Wolf, right? If you don't have electricity costs, I mean, 67 cents. How much are they going for? Where can you even get that? Let's go to Belay Mining. I do have a referral code down below. It doesn't cost you guys anything more. I think you get something off, actually. But I do get like a kickback for the sale if you guys purchase. But let's see. I'm just curious to see how much they are. I don't even know. $8.99. Even at a 0. No, don't buy one. Please don't buy one. I don't even care if I get, you know, 20 bucks from this thing from the purchase. Don't buy it. Look at this. $244. That's a year. Okay, this was 0 electricity costs. $244 for the year. That's of right now, obviously. Ethereum Classic's only what, frickin' 22 bucks or something crazy. Maybe it's 25, I don't know. But yeah, no. I can't see that being worth it, man. Just being honest. You guys let me know what you think about that. Sloth Squash, thank you very much. So congratulations. CCXD, have them fix that site for users with the iPad. Ooh, all right, yeah, I'll reach out to them. I'll tell them. Jingle mining is cheaper, really. Interesting. I have a code for them too. Let's check. Let me type that in and just see. For shits, because why not? iPolo, $7.99. SE Plus. Interesting. It's in stock too. Yeah, but I mean, realistically, again. Let's go to the SE Plus just for shits. Oh. So the SE Plus is closer. I mean, all we really need is a 2x to pay itself off in Ethereum Classic price, right? This is, again, 0 electricity cost. That's for somebody that doesn't pay it. But if we go to like a normal 10 cent, again, you're back to the same spot at 245 bucks. Sorry, you guys can't even freaking see that. But again, if we go down to 0, this is minetheasic.com if you guys are interested. Oh, geez, didn't mean to do that. You can see 448 bucks for that Mr. Wolf guy in the chat. Hopefully that helps you, buddy. All right, let's see. I still remember winning 1 ETC from Panda's live stream at $6. Then you took it and it went to 106. No, you didn't have a wallet at the time and we were both noobs. All right, I don't want to hear it. Listen, take everything. I want to hear it. All right, let's see. Any last questions before I get out of here? Too late for a K7. Ooh, K7. Let's see. What's the K7 looking like? K7. 35. Holy shit. 35 bucks a day. This is... Hold on. Let's go. So you guys can see. Jesus Christ. $10,000 a year. $800 a month. This is 10 cent electricity. K7. Damn, hold on. Bitmain.com. Let's just look for shits. That's the D9. Oh, by the way, DJ, did they get back to you yet about that? Friggin' shady fucks. Excuse my language, but goddamn. They're like ghosting DJ on his winnings. Hopefully they actually hit you back up. All right, let's see. It's CKB, right? Yeah. 4,700 bucks. That's not bad. It's sold out, but 4,700 for this, and it makes that much in that much a year. I mean, as of right now, again, that's CKB, right? So you guys gotta obviously, like, buying any type of ASICs like this, just like keep in the back of your mind, like, know about this project a little bit before you jump into it, right? I don't know anything about it. I'm just starting to hear about it and starting to read up on it, but it's like there's so many freaking projects, man. CKB, I mean, if it goes far, sweet, like, awesome. But like, make sure you guys, before you spend the money, just looking at the value you could gain, it might not be worth it. Like, if it's a coin that could tank, then you know what I mean? Just limit your risk is basically all I'm saying, because this does have an unlimited supply. So again, weigh out your odds. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. Wife's gonna get to work. I gotta feed the kids. I'll be back around 2 p.m. or so, hopefully 1:30, but we'll see. I'll try to schedule a little early. I will be dropping a video in literally 10 minutes, so go check that out. Again, if you guys aren't subscribed to Misfit Mining's channel, please go check it out. I do have some podcasts on there that I'm kind of just reclipping and posting on this channel, as well as Saturday Night Lives. I tried to repost, but I lost last week's. Unfortunately, I deleted it by accident, so unless I re-record it, there's an issue. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Enjoy your day at work, or enjoy your lunch break, wherever you're from in the world, and I will see you guys at 2 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.